Hello 108 students, Mr. McHugh here with you. Going to tackle, section 9.5. I got the right page here and we are working on page 3. Okay, so let's go to red color mode here as we deal with horizontal shifts for our parabolas. Now, what used to drive me a little crazy was where in the heck did this form come from? F of x, okay, you go, that's y. What's this x minus h quantity squared? It's a perfect square trinomial that is factored. Okay, so these are we're leading into things here, so we're going to do a couple cases where you get a perfect square trinomial that's been factored, and then from there we're going to show through our expanded xy graphs what it does. Okay, and then we're going to summarize. Now here's what they do. Now this, I really want you guys you can't, I'm trying to get I want you to learn, study, and engage in this process, okay? If you turn around there and take this real quickly and learn this short-term memories, if h is greater than 0, then a unit moves to the right, and if h is less than 0, it moves to the left. That's all true. The vertex is at h comma 0. All this pseudo-lawyerese writing, you're going to memorize it, short-term it, and then you're going to forget about it. You want to understand and grasp and engage why this happens. Okay, so example number 2 in my notes here, when I had algebra, they would start with this, and I'd say, where did this come from? And I never had anybody take a half a minute to turn. I'm not picking on my algebra teachers, they were good. I had excellent algebra teachers, but I want you to understand where this came from. Well, what if you took x minus 2 times x minus 2? Isn't that what a binomial squared is? You take the binomial times it twice. Guess what it would do with FOIL? You would get x squared minus 4x plus 4 equals y. And f of x or y, you know the deal, doesn't matter. Okay, so start with this. Pretend this was the problem, you had to graph it. Then you could, it's a perfect square trinomial. You can take the square root of the first term, you can take the square root of the second term, multiply the two together and double it. X times 2 is 2x, double it's minus 4x. The sign is the same, so you are good to go. Okay, now with that long story, let's turn around and work on graphing. Go to the expanded XY table. They give it to you, and input, process, output. Okay, and so interesting. What if I start with 0? 0 minus 2 is what? Negative 2 squared is 4. 0 comma 4. Look where I'm at. Okay, let's go down here, and I picked other values. Let's jump down here. You can see this, but look inside these parentheses was a 2. What if I matched that number? 2 minus 2 would be 0. 0 squared. Remember how in the parent 0 squared produced the vertex? This is what you want to find. In these problems, you want to quickly find this vertex. Okay, now since this is still going to be opening up because it's a positive, and so 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 squared, 0. So 2 comma 0 is right here, and this green line I wrote in here, this is not on your notes, you need to add that in there. That is the line of symmetry, and that's where the vertex sits at 2 comma 0. Notice the parent graph has shifted 2 units to the right. Okay, put a 4 in. 4 minus 2 is what? A positive 2. 2 squared is 4. Look at the pairings. Study these. I'm only doing a couple. Could you turn around and put negative 1 and 5 when they be a pairing? You bet they would be. I'll go like this to show it. If you worked out the nitty-gritty details, you'd have it. Okay, so I want you just to see that now. Here's the problem when h. Okay, so h is a letter we use to represent the horizontal shift. At least we got something we can work with, a letter we can remember. Now, a lot of people, you see that minus and you want to think it's 2 units to the left. It's 2 units to the right. Okay, so you got to be careful you switch that in your brain correctly. So if you see a minus, it means go 2 units to the right. If you see a positive, it's 2 units to the left. I'm going to prove this to you. Okay, other way to look at it is to remember what value makes a 0 inside the parentheses. If it's a minus 2, you need a positive 2. 2 minus 2 is 0, and that's the vertex. Okay, so hopefully those discussions will help out here. Now I took example 2a. I took almost the exact same thing except it's a plus. Okay, if you took x plus 2 and multiplied by itself, you would end up with x squared plus 4x plus 4. Again, it's a perfect square trinomial. This is its factored form, a binomial squared. Okay, you've been there, you know all about that. Let's go to the expanded XY table. Let's pick some values here. I put -3 in. -3 plus 2 would be what? -1 squared. 1 squared is 1. -3 comma 1. Okay. I jumped down here. I added some more points since the first time. Put -4 in. Okay, so you can get the deal. I'm not going to repeat it. -4 plus 2, 2 squared. Output 4. So -4 comma 4. Here's -4. Here's 4. Okay. Now what? Now let's say where's the vertex at? How can we find this? I turn around. What's the opposite of plus 2? Oops, I did it up here. Excuse me. What's the opposite of plus 2? Minus 2. Add them both together. You get 0, 0 squared is 0. That's the vertex. And that's where the line of symmetry is at. So -2 comma 0 is your vertex. Okay, now, unfortunately, I was a little sloppy and I apologize. I don't have this in symmetrical orders with the pairings here. Okay, so, but you could pick them out here. -4 and 4 would be your pairings here. You could see the pairing -3 and 1, and there's the vertex. Okay. Again, the distance between here and the line of symmetry are the same, and there's the line of symmetry put in. Okay, class, you getting the idea? So what are we learning here? If they help us out, we're easing into these problems. If you see a set of parentheses that's a binomial squared, you are going to find the opposite sign of what's the h, and that's where the vertex is going to sit. The horizontal shift will be that many units. Okay, I think I covered everything here for page 3. On page 4, I'm going to start off with a summary of this horizontal shift so you can see that like I did with the vertical. Okay, so Mr. Q for now, I'm going to go ahead and say adios, and I'll catch you guys on page 4. Okay, bye.